Just read Project 2025.
The former president said that's not true. He would veto.
He says everything. Come on, are we really taking his word for it?
I told you so. Tariffs on all imports that he has described would be a 20% sales tax, in essence, on basic necessities for the average American worker. I told you so.
They even want to eliminate the Department of Education and end Head Start, which of course would take away preschool from hundreds of thousands of our children.
I told you so.
Otherwise, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv with his eyes on the rest of Europe, starting with Poland. And why don't you tell the 800,000 Polish Americans right here in Pennsylvania how quickly you would give up for the sake of favor and what you think is a friendship with what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch.
I told you so.
Donald Trump intends to cut Social Security and Medicare. He intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations and make working families foot the bill.
I told you so.
Ask Donald Trump what his plan is for black America. Democracy. You know what he says he'll do? Terminate the Constitution of the United States.
That's right.
Let me remind folks, you know what's in the Constitution of the United States? The Fourth Amendment, which protects you against unreasonable searches and seizures. The Fifth Amendment, the Sixth Amendment, the 14th Amendment, which in most of those amendments, one thing or another was about a movement spurred by black people to ensure that we would be equally protected under the law.
I told you so.
There is a huge contrast in this election. Donald Trump has said he will be a dictator on day one.
I told you so.
I don't even know how to start this. I try to accept the fact that people have differences of opinion when it comes to politics and, you know, would she have been the right choice for America? Was he the right choice for America? What have you? He's got a tough stance on immigration. She had a more lenient stance on immigration. She had a tough stance on taxing the rich. He has a more lenient stance on taxing the rich. She would not have allowed Elon Musk and his muskrats into government files, allowing access to, let's face it, all of our information, our social security numbers, our bank accounts, our tax returns, all that fun stuff. Whereas he has allowed Muskrat to have full access to it and full access to decimating federal agencies, turning a blind eye to it. And there's only so much that the courts can do to stop this. You had Elon Musk threatening senators and congressmen, if you don't support Trump, then we'll make sure that you're not nominated again and what have you. And again, I can accept the fact that everybody has different views and opinions, but what I cannot accept, and I will not accept, and you can go to hell if you do accept, is the fucking fact he is threatening to take over other countries. I don't give two fucks whether it is Canada, whether it is the Panama Canal, whether it is Greenland, whether it is the Gaza Strip. We don't have any right to any of those. None. Zero. Zip. Nada. And yet that fuckwit sitting in the White House thinks that Mango Mussolini, Pumpkin Spice Palpatine has no rights whatsoever to make these threats. And for any American that supports him in this, you go to fucking hell. You go straight to fucking hell. And I'm here to tell you right now, you want to go after Canada? I will fucking be the first one to fucking sign up to fight for Canada. Yep, that's right. I would be the first one to fight on Canada's behalf. Why? A, my father was Canadian. B, I got Canadian relatives. C, they're one of our closest fucking allies. And how dare Velveeta Voldemort threaten to go after them? Why? Because he thinks that we defended them? Are you fucking serious? The man is the dumbest thing to ever grace the planet. He has made America a laughing stock, and you fuckwits continue to support him. I will never comprehend this. He's coming after your Social Security. So those of you that get SSDI or what have you, be prepared to have that fucked with, because he's going to come after. You get Medicaid? Have fun with that. You get Medicare? Enjoy that while he can, because he's coming for it. He is coming for it. And his little 50 million, 100 million for condoms for Gaza, where the fuck does anybody come up with this shit? Other than his fucking demented withered pea brain. And if you got a problem with anything I'm saying, take the garbage out, and that means you.
These motherfuckers really thought that we wouldn't find out. While we were all sleeping, last night the Senate Republicans were passing a budget resolution that would cut Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, education funding, food stamps, also that they can give billionaires tax cuts. Democrat Senator Chris Murphy tweeted, "It's 4 a.m. Still debating the Republicans' billionaire tax giveaway. We offered an amendment to say no tax cut for those making over $10 million. Every Republican voted no. So we tried 100 million. Every Republican voted no. We tried 500 million. Every Republican voted no." They even voted against an amendment that would stop the bird flu pandemic from even happening. But we gotta give credit. The Democrats stayed up all night with them, debating and introducing these amendments to expose how Republicans want to cut taxes for billionaires while gutting things Americans care most about: healthcare, jobs, public safety, national security, housing, and education. Now, here's why this is so fucking effective. When Democrats propose these amendments and Republicans are now on record voting against them, Democrats can then use those amendments and having those votes on record, them voting against the American people, use it on ads, messaging, press releases, social media, emails, text messages, blast that shit out so they can start flipping some seats. And baby, we have the 2025 special elections and 2026 elections coming up. Let me give you a great example of this. Representative Rich McCormick is Georgia District 7's representative. This is a heavy-ass red district. He won it with 64% of the vote. And we're not talking about regular Republican red. We're talking about MAGA Republican. Trump won this district by 22 points. And Representative Rich McCormick went back to his district and got booed and got catcalled. Not only that they were mad as fuck that he was bowing the knee to Trump after Trump literally called himself the king, but that they were also mad as fuck because they were what? Cutting Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, education, and motherfucking food stamps. Another great example, Senator Josh Hawley, a Republican from Missouri, gave that nice white power fist to those January 6th insurrectionists when they were storming the Capitol. But baby, he's scared of his people. Josh Hawley voted for the Democratic amendment that would prohibit any tax cuts for rich people if Republicans cut Medicaid at all. Yeah, because in Missouri, 1/6 of the population is on Medicaid. So yeah, make those motherfuckers go on record voting against us so that we can pull the fucking receipts and start flipping they motherfucking seats.
This is going to be a hot take with zero cuts because I just want it to be unfiltered. And I want to be so fucking clear that we're fucked as a country. We are. Most of you that follow me don't know that I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I served in 5th Special Forces Group out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I have 2 deployments. And majority of my friends and the folks that I served with still support Donald Trump to this day. And if that doesn't make your stomach sick, I don't know what will. It's insane. And the problem is, so many people say, well, I just don't pay attention, or I don't have time to pay attention. Well, guess what? Now's the time to start fucking paying attention. If you're a veteran, this video is for you. Go look at what's happening with the VA right now. Go look at what's happening with VA services, right? I haven't gotten paid from the VA, and they owe me money. I haven't gotten paid in over a month, and they just keep telling me it's an administrative delay. That's what they keep telling me. It's bullshit. He cut off funding. Go check it out. He cut off funding. He also stopped them from any new hires. They can't hire anybody. A buddy of mine, his wife, she works at the VA hospital in South Florida. And she said that there was people waiting in line to get a job and they just cut it off. No one's getting hired. Veteran services is going down. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't give a fuck about me. He gives a fuck about it being an oligarchy. Take that a step further, okay? If you served in the army, this motherfucker, his press secretary just said yesterday, that the U.S. Constitution is unconstitutional. What the fuck does that even mean? How can it be unconstitutional if there's not a constitution to bounce it against? The whole premise here is if he can get you and every other MAGA loyalist and half the fucking country to agree that the U.S. Constitution isn't valid, then he can run for a 3rd term. He can run for a 4th term and a 5th term because the U.S. Constitution isn't valid. Therefore, he gets to make up the fucking rules as he goes. You gotta fucking... Guys, take the fucking blinders off. You've gotta take... And if you're a fucking politician and a veteran, you disgust me more than anything. More than anything. And if you're a Democrat politician and you're a veteran, you're the fucking worst of them all. Because you have the fucking power. You have the power right now that we don't have, and you're doing dick with it. You're just sitting there. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Get your head out of your fucking ass and do something. You guys are supposed to hold the line. And when you can't, this whole fucking thing becomes chaos. It becomes chaos. And then it turns to the citizens, and you don't want that, and we don't want that, and nobody fucking wants that. Now you got Canada saying they're going to cut off power to all the red states. Jesus, they have the fucking ability. And he says, too bad, I'm not backing down on tariffs. Let's see what happens in the next 6 months. You think he's going to do well for the economy? He just said, well, you're going to have to suffer for a little while, but Americans will understand when prices go up. They'll understand. That's what your boy Donald Trump just fucking said. He said that. He knows he's not bringing down prices. He knows he's not. He's helping the oligarchy. He's helping himself become a billionaire with his other billionaire friends. He's helping himself become richer and richer and richer at our expense. And you guys fucking voted him into office. And that's fine. We are where we are. But there's an impeachment process for a fucking reason. And we better start using it. And we better start using it fast. And what do you think? You think, oh, I'm going to put my money in the stock market like everybody else is. And then I'm going to become wealthy as hell. No. No, what the fuck do you think happens when we don't have any trade partners? What do you think happens to our stock market? Our stock market is largely driven by external forces outside this country. And you might be like, well, most of the big companies are here in the United States. That's true. But guess what? They manufacture a lot of their shit outside the country, right? And they sell a lot of their shit outside the country. And what happens when we put tariffs on everything and then other countries retaliate with tariffs and then we can't sell our shit outside the country and we can't manufacture our shit outside the country without bringing it in for a massive fucking cost? Oh yeah, maybe we'll bring some jobs back, sure. But then it's still a massive fucking cost. The dollar is going to devalue. It's just, you don't understand. Like, think logically for one fucking minute. This guy needs to get out. He needs to get out. We need to get him out. If you're a politician, I'm urging you to call for articles of impeachment. He's already done enough illegal things. It's been 2 weeks, and he's already done enough to be impeached. Fucking do it. And this time, I don't want some Merrick Garland, fucking Jack Smith, sissy ass sitting on their fucking hands, taking 4+ years to bring an indictment. I don't want that shit. Fucking try him next week. Impeach him, find him guilty, and if you do, I want the fucking trial in a week. I want it in a week. This is fucking insane. It's insane. This dude should have never been allowed to run. He fucking incited an insurrection against our country. He literally tried to take away the votes of half the fucking country that voted for Joe Biden. When he incited that insurrection, he literally was trying to take back the country by power. What does that mean? Well, that means that he was saying fuck you to everyone who voted against him. And your votes don't matter. Only my opinion matters. And I think I should have won. That's what he's saying. He literally tried to take away our democracy by force. And yet he's somehow still in the fucking White House. From one vet to another, wake the fuck up. I can't live like this. My family does not deserve to live like this. You don't deserve to live like this.
Rob says, we need to still try and work with people. White, black, we have a serious problem with Trump and his administration. We need to flood the streets with all of our energy. We need to work together. Black people have been trying to galvanize and work with other groups of people for hundreds of years. And those other groups of people were shitting on us, people of color included. Why? Because they weren't on the brunt end of the racism. They weren't on the brunt end of the oppression and the suppression. We were. So they were okay with how the system was working because it was benefiting them. And now we are all the same. All of us who are not millionaires and billionaires, we are all the same. And now that black people are tired, frustrated, and no longer willing to try to fight this system, now we all need to work together. It's going to be a no for me, dog. Now it's we need to flood the streets. And all we're saying is go ahead, flood the streets. All this talk online, we don't see y'all putting that into action. It's just talk online. And you're leaving this comment as if you are a black person. I don't believe you are a black person. I believe you are a white person trying to manipulate black people. Yeah, like I said in my other video, head on down to the dollar store. Get your poster boards. White women, get your pink pussy hats out. Get to stepping. Get to marching. Yeah, instead of being online telling black people that we need to come together, all of a sudden y'all speak French. We need to do this. We need to do that. You telling black people what needs to be done. What we've been doing for hundreds of years while y'all sat on the sidelines. Well, we are in this stage where y'all need to get out in the streets, and we gonna sit on the sidelines.